Hey guys, I'm very doing great. I'm doing fine too. So today I'm going to do the continuation of the Q&A because previously the first Q&A that I made, a lot of questions started popping up on the comment section, and I was like, instead of answering them on the comment section, why not make a separate video for it just to give all the answers in detail? And I think I made another post where I asked you guys to put in more questions, and people came up with interesting questions. I also put one on my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is _sunny_22. Follow me on Instagram, and yeah, let's get in touch. Or you can click the link on the bio here. The link to my Instagram is on the bio here. Click it, and then we get there. Yeah, guys, I think we're growing. If you guys can notice, we've from the last time we gained like 20 more subscribers, so that's good. Keep subscribing, sharing, and let's grow the channel. So first question from the continued Q&A, it's, could you explain better why you left Saint John's? Didn't quite understand it at the time. So guys, if you guys don't know, in the summer of 2022, I signed with Saint John's. And I was unveiled like the other players. My registration was in the process, but for some reason it was kind of just taking long. And while I was at the time when I was training with the Saint John's, I had to go to Sakavenes and did trial there. So they asked me, where you play? I told them, oh, I'm training with Saint John's. So they called the people of Saint John's like, hey, there's a player here, his name is Sunny, and they're like, yeah, Sunny is our player, full stop. So everything stopped there. I come back because I come back to the training in Saint John's, and the president was like, Sunny, why did you go to Saint John's? I'm like, well, I mean to Sakavenes. I was like, well, I went to Sakavenes because Sakavenes, I just wanted to have more training, because Saint John's, the training is usually at night from 8:30 to 10 something. And in Sakavenes, they train in the morning, and at the time I wasn't working and I wasn't doing anything. So I had a lot of free time, so I was just trying to do extra trainings and also trying to explore more opportunities for myself. Man, I gotta look after myself. And actually Sakavenes is in a step higher than Saint John's. So I got there, and the president was like, well, they called us and they told us you had gone there, so don't go there again. I was like, okay. So I started doing pre-season with Saint John's. First game, played, scored hat-trick. Second game, I got injured. So I was injured for like about 3 weeks. I was out for 3 weeks. I wasn't training, I wasn't doing anything. So I come back, and they were left like, I come back, and we had a game against Saint John's. Okay, the last game. I was unveiled. I couldn't play because I had an ankle injury. I was just recovering at the time. So after that, the season starts. So the season starts 2 weeks into the start of the season, or 3 weeks into the start of the season. My registration was still not finished. The club was like, some documents, this and this. And I sent them all the documents I needed. At the time, I didn't understand how it works. I didn't understand they had to pay the fee for my inscription and all that thing. And they did not tell me. I think they didn't even know it very well either, because at the time, they had not registered someone who had played in different federation before. So when they came to me, they were like, they're like, Sunny, hold up, we're working on your thing. And I was getting impatient because the league was underway. So I was like, Sakavenes, at one point they were kind of interested, so why not go back there? So I go back to Sakavenes, and the coach that was there at the time, that changed the coach, they brought in a new coach. So I went there, and I just went direct to, I didn't go there, like they called me, they talked to somebody, and they took me there. So I went, met with the sports director and stuff like this, and then I had to train. And then the next day, they went back again and called Saint John's. They're like, hey, Sunny is here, and I don't know what they talked about. So in the evening, I come back to training with Saint John's, and the president was like, Sunny, why did you go the other side again? I was like, hey man, I've been here for like 3 weeks and nothing is happening. You guys are still delaying my registration. Nobody's giving me the clear information of what is actually going on. And then from there, we fell out. I fell out with the president at the thing, and he's like, yeah, I don't think you're not loyal. You're not a loyal player. So you don't need to come back here. And I'm like, well, you guys have already messed me up. I missed up. I probably, if I stayed long in Sakavenes, maybe something would have happened. And now here, nothing's happening. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm not coming back to the two sides. technically I'm not coming back to Saint John's because the president was like, yeah, we told you not to go there and you keep going there. So that's what happened. That's how I fell out with it. But I was like unveiled. I think if you've seen it in one of the videos, I was unveiled as a Saint John's player, shot 18, and yeah, that's what was going to happen. But for that reason, it did not happen. So I hope I answered your question. That's why I quit. That's why I left Saint John's. Fell out with the president somehow. But yeah, I mean, you guys have to see it this way. Everybody's always going to look out for the best interest. The players always looking out for his best interest, and the owners of the club are always looking out for the best interest. So, but it is what it is, man. So next question: how do you manage to live? Do you work or have a sponsor? How do I manage to live? Do I work or have a sponsor? I don't have a sponsor. And all my journey, I've never like worked or anything. I was always just surviving on my mind, like technically. If you guys have seen on some of the videos, I was just living on the streets, like where I was trying to make things happen and nothing was happening. I was just surviving on the streets. And somewhere along, I had my friends as well. I made some friends that they would chip in for me. They would give me some handouts here and there if I really needed it. If it's that bad, I always call my friends and they always come through for me. That's how I was making it. But obviously, you know, the friends can help you to a certain extent. It cannot be every time. So usually I always reserve for a very important moment when like I really need this money because ABC. But if just another thing, nah. So I don't have a sponsor. I don't have anybody. Nobody was supporting me. I was just going there because I always believe that if I want to do something, you know, the thing is here. The universe is very rewarding. If you're brave, you'll find people along the way that will appreciate your bravery. And this is what has happened with my journey. Most of the people that even helped me, they did not help me because I was that good. I mean, there are no other people doing it, but some people appreciate my bravery and all this kind of thing. And they kind of chip in for me. So this is what happened. But especially they were my friends. Most of these guys were my friends I met. And some strangers along the way as well. So that's how I live. But yeah, currently I had to find something to support myself, and yeah, that's how I do it. But I don't have a sponsor. I had an agent as well. He was always like, when I was in Germany, the agent was helping me a lot. He was able to pay for my hotels, Airbnbs. I mean, my hostels when I was going for trials in Hamburg. So that's how it is. So you guys can see some agents are supposed to help you, like invest money in you, not the other way around, you giving the agent money. So my agents was paying for my travel, was paying for my tickets and all that. So that's how I was doing it. Next question: if not football, what will I do? And man, what would I do if I wasn't playing football? Honestly, I don't know, but I think I would be something to do around football. But yeah, I would love to stick around football. I don't want to have a plan B where, like, if I'm not doing football, something else. If I'm not doing football, it's because I've retired or it's because my body cannot let me anymore. But if I am able as I am right now, my body is physically okay and I have everything in place, well, it's just going to be football. I don't really think I want to do anything else apart from football or anything outside the football circle. Very interesting question. So next one: if I'm currently in university, can I easily go to Germany on student visa? Frankly, I think yes, it's very possible. You apply for you apply to a university in Germany, for a university program, and the university has to accept you. You pay for admission and then apply for a visa. So I don't think there's any problem with that. I think it's possible. You just gotta do like a transfer from one university to another. And again, it has to be, are you coming as a postgraduate or undergraduate? I think all those two as well, like, have to play in place. So it's possible. I think so. It's possible. I know people that are in Germany who are students, or even in Poland. I had a friend of mine who was in Poland on a student visa and he started playing football. So it is possible too. Next one: it would be cool if you record some training drills even when you start with ball, or share your gym routine. Yeah, for sure. I think in my previous videos, if you've seen like my old videos, there's some of my training drills that I do there, and the gym routines as well. When I was doing gym, there some of them are there. And honestly, they're just almost the same thing. Like, I don't really think I change anything so special because it's just the same thing. So yeah, that wasn't a question, but yeah, it's a good one. You can go back and rewatch the old videos, and I hope to also record soon when we start to do training. Hey bro, do you play for a team? Okay. No, at the moment, no, I'm a free agent. That's the honest answer. At the moment, I'm a free agent, and I'm looking forward to signing a contract in this summer. Next. By the way, why do you support Leicester City? Okay. How do I put this, guys? I support Leicester City because I think it's the best team in the world. In my interest, I found myself supporting Leicester. I don't know why I support Leicester, because I think I just love the underdog story. Like, I'm not always the type to. I think it's even a very important thing. Like, people shouldn't always like do things because it's a popular thing to do, or it's because the crowd does it. For example, everybody supports Manchester United, everybody supports Liverpool, everybody supports Arsenal, Man City. These are the popular teams. I think it's, as a human being, it's always, you're supposed to be unique in certain ways. Have your own things that like you're always like outstanding. Have something that not everybody likes, because I think beauty lies in uniqueness. When we are all like aspire things that are different from other people, when we come together, they make us all beautiful. And this is it. I think this is a team not so many people support, not even my friends support it. Obviously, at the time when I was growing up, I think I grew up supporting Manchester United. That's for sure. But then I realized that I was supporting out of bandwagon. That's for sure. I was supporting it out of bandwagon. But now it's Leicester City. However much we relegated to the championship, man, I'm not changing Leicester City. It's my team. I think this is where I found home. And yeah, I love Leicester City. Next question. What should I do first before I travel to ask clubs for trials? Well, first of all, depending on the country, first of all, you need to know how many foreign sports, if you're a foreigner, how many foreign sports they have. Secondly, how many positions, if they already signed players in the season or in the preseason. First, try to find out, do they need players in your position? If a team has like, if you're a striker, let's say, and the team has like 4 strikers or 3 strikers, I mean, realistically, yes, you can go there, try out. Obviously, they can give you a spot, but sometimes that you can find a team is not looking for a position, your position. But you never know this information unless you talk to an insider or something like this, or you talk to the coach, and then you ask the coach, hey coach, I want to come for trial. I play position X, Y. The coach will be like, nah, I'm looking for position SD. So it's just that simple. But I believe the things you should know is, first of all, find out because I think this is a very, very tricky question, because there are a lot of factors that play in place. First of all, are you a foreigner in that country, or are you a foreign in that, what do you call it? Or are you a foreign player in that city? Because sometimes some countries have different rules regarding the foreign sports and all this kind of thing. So mostly you need to find out if they're looking for a player in your position. Again, if they sign you, what are they going to take care of you while you're on not on trial, but when they sign you, are they going to take care of you? Because if you're coming from a different country, obviously the club has to give you accommodation, and if they can like you and they don't give you accommodation, then these things are not really, it's not going to be realistic for you to stay, because how are you going to survive? And for example, when I was in Germany, this was a club in the 7th division in Germany. But when they liked me, they had to improvise. They got me a house, they got me a driver that would take me and bring me to training all the time. Every week I was given $100 for food, and everything was 100 euros, and everything was fine for me. So sometimes you gotta make sure that you have all these things in place, and yeah. But yeah, you need to consider that as well. Make sure that they're looking for a player in your position, and they can take care of you while you're there. I hope I answered that. What exactly does it take to sign a pro contract in Europe? Man, it takes more than just talent, because a lot of things have to align A lot of, you can be good. Being good is one thing, but what is the structure of the club like? Because just the coach saying yes is not enough, because the coach can say yes, but the management is not agree with you. So all the terms have to be up from everybody within the club, because the president has to agree, the vice president, the budget, and as a foreign player or whatever player you are, you're going to need accommodation in that area, and you need to be in there, because every season before season starts, a club, all the clubs have their budget. For example, a club is saying the budget for this season is 50,000. 50,000, we're going to use 25,000 for player salary, 10,000 for the paying the management and all these things, 5,000 is for the transportation of this. So how many players do we need to have in the roster? We need to have 23 players. Out of the 23 players, all these players, they stay within the locality, so no players getting accommodation. This is just for the salary. Okay, then Sunny comes to the club, and Sunny is from South Sudan. He doesn't have accommodation here. He needs to find his papers sorted out. This is money. It takes money for Sunny's papers to be sorted. It takes Sunny needs to be given accommodation. So where is that budget going to come from? If he's not within the 50,000 thing, then they will not sign you. And sometimes this is where sometimes agent, if the agent really want to invest in you, they kind of chip in some money for you, or if your player has something in you, you kind of chip in as well and just hope. But at the professional level, I think it just takes a lot of things. The connection has to be right, and they really have to like you. It's very important as well. They have to see that yes, he's worth us investing in, and they're ready to pay all the money in the world just to make sure that they're having you in the roster. So I think that's that too. But yeah, a lot of things have to be in place, because being signed as a pro is not something easy. You know, being pro, it means you're going to earn above or even to the minimum salary of the country, because some countries have the salary cap, the minimum salary. For example, Portugal, I think is around 800, so you need to be paid up to that amount. But foreign players, I mean local players, usually maybe they're not on pro contracts, so they earn less than that. So yeah, a lot of factors have to be in place for you to sign a pro contract. It's just not about you being good. You being good is not enough. I've answered that. Who is your football idol? Oh, my footballing idol. Honestly, I think when I was growing up, the person that really made me fall in love with football, I like Luis Nani. I used to like Luis Nani, that's for sure. But when I started to watch football more, it was Neymar. Neymar was my thing. I even bought a DVD of Neymar's skills collection when he was in Santos, and I used to play it every single day. Every time I'm in the house, people used to hide the remote from me, because I was just going to put Neymar's clips there and I would watch it, and people didn't like, people in the house, nobody liked football. So I was the one that was always watching, and they would hide the remote. So sometimes I watch it when everybody's sleeping, like in the middle of the night. So yeah, so I think, and I used to like Ronaldo too. So though I'm now more Messi, but I used to like Ronaldo growing up, because I told you guys, as you know in the beginning, I was a Manchester United fan, you know. But yeah, that was just about it. So how can school help me to move to Europe for football? Well, I think it should be the American system, because America, where they recruit college athletes. But here in Europe, I don't think the universities are really like, they have those type of competitions like that. But if you're coming here, just like I said in the previous question, just apply for a student's visa, come down here. If your university participate in the university leagues, which I have no idea about, then yes, you surely have a way to go. You can start playing football from there. So yeah, but I don't think the university can facilitate you to come to Europe for football. Nah, man, don't work like that, bro. Would you consider playing football back in Africa? This is very tough. Honestly, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. But I don't think I wanna. I would rather play in Asia than Africa. Yeah, because yeah, it's just that. But I never know. Like I don't know. But I would prefer to play in Europe or Asia, but not Africa. So that's just my opinion. Who or what inspired you to document your journey on YouTube? Wow, very interesting question. I think I started my first documenting. I don't know what happened to the video, but I kind of like lost the video. I'm not sure if it was this channel. I think I had another channel for it. But yeah, the first guys was when I was going to go to Southeast Asia. So the first guys that I watched was David Rowley. That was, I think, the first guy that I watched, and I got inspired. And then somehow, somewhere, I started seeing Brandao here and there, but I never really liked Brandaus like that, because I was like, man, just because I didn't have any reason, but I just didn't think his videos were interesting. But then later on, I started to like them, and then I started to listen to them more. When I watched them, I started to have more understanding of his videos, and then I started to fall in love with them and all that. But what inspired me was, like, I think I wanted to always look back and be like, hey, I came from far. Especially now, this channel, I started it, got more serious into it when I was in Malaysia during lockdown, and I was like, well, I wanted to use it for recording my trainings, just to keep my trainings, I track my progress and everything. And later on, I was like, well, I think I can start talking a little bit about what I'm doing, just to keep it interesting. And I found myself, here and there, talking about the opportunities that I had, inspiring people, and then a lot of people started reaching out to me, and I was like, okay, people think I'm liking it, I'm enjoying it, and here we are today. So that's what inspired me, just so that I could look back later, because even right now I look back at my videos 2 years, 3 years ago, and I'm like, wow, I really came a long way, improved a lot, and there's a lot of growth in it. So that's the thing. And I think everybody should also be doing the same thing. Just even if you don't want to sit on the camera and talk, record your trainings and just keep them there, because you'll always need these things later to just things you didn't do right and things you do right. Like, for example, some of the videos, some of the shots that I'm posting out here, people are like, especially the one where I was doing leg press, and people are like, hey, don't lock the knees. And I'm like, yeah, I look at it too, and I'm like, what was I doing then? I should have done, but now I did better, you know. But as you can just see that the things I was doing wrong. So that's that. Okay. From your experience, what are the easiest countries I have had trials? I have traveled to for trials. Ooh, okay, very interesting question. The easiest countries that I've traveled to for trial. Wow. What countries have I traveled? What's the easiest country I've traveled to for a trial? I want to say Southeast Asia, but Southeast Asia, it's like a bit complicated, because it's Southeast Asia. They are limited foreign sports, and usually the foreigners that they want to take are those that have a profile. So I cannot say Thailand, Malaysia, no. The easiest country that I've traveled to for trials. Woo! Dubai? No, cannot be UAE. Okay, let me answer it this way. It depends. It should be the easiest country you get the visa to, because once you get down there, there are two sides to this story. Easy country to enter to, it's one thing. Easy country to find trials to is another thing. So this is the explanation. The easiest country to enter to is Asia. You can easily go to Asia. Finding trials there or high chances of signing there, they are very low. The hardest country to come to is Europe. The hardest country to come to is Europe. For example, Portugal and this. But it's easy to find teams here because there are lots of teams, and it's easy to find teams and sign here. So for example, it was easy for me in German to play in German. It was easy for me to play in, for example, Spain, if I wanted to play in Spain. Okay, it's easy for me to play in Lithuania. But it's harder to get the visa to come to Lithuania. Do you guys see that? So Europe is easier to find the teams in and find trials in. But it's harder to get to Europe. On the other hand, it's easy to go to Asia, but you will not be able to play because there are limited foreign sports that don't allow you to express yourself. They'll always have like people that are having profile, they will take them ahead of you. The other thing is that, with the exception of Dubai, but Dubai is also the lower league where you unlimited foreign sport. Okay, so this is two sides. The easiest to enter to is not the easiest to find trials in, but the hardest to enter to is the easiest to find trial in. So that's the answer I give, but I don't have a specific country, honestly. So yeah, but yeah, if you can come to Europe, it's better. So that's it. Next question. What do you want to be doing in a year from now with football? I want to play Champions League in 2025. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to play Champions League in 2025. The next question is, what's been my lowest and the highest moments of my footballing career? Okay. What is the highest first? Let's go with the highest. No, let's go, yeah, the highest. The highest is when I signed with when I signed a pro contract in Malaysia. I think that was the highest, because at the time I was really struggling so much. I was 3 months behind my rent, and when I signed the pro contract, I was given a house, salary, I was given more than I ever needed. Okay, so signing my pro contract in Malaysia was everything that I ever needed. So that was like, I think, the highest. I was so happy. It relieved me. When I got my salary, I paid my 3 months in advance, and yeah, I think that was like that moment. I was like, okay, I made it. And also it was the highest because in which the money I got the contract, because we were more than 200 players. Look at it this way. There were more than 200 players that came for trial, and they cut down to 40, and from 40 they cut down to 20 players, 20 or 22, and I was able to make that cut and got the contract. So it was really a relief for me at the time. So that was the highest moment. The lowest, I don't think I have one. I have like maybe 3. The lowest, the first I would think of is when I failed my trial. I mean, not failed my trial. It was like when I failed the medical in UAE. After doing all the hard work in trial, I did not pass the medical. So that was very low, because I was like, what could have happened if I passed the medical and I started playing there? Like just one full season where I'm playing, where I'm like just improving and everything. So I was really heartbroken, but the coach there was really so good, Sadiq telling us. He really tried to push me forward, and yeah, I think it's not because of him. If not because of him, I don't think I would have even been in Europe for sure. He let me know there's something called Lithuania that I can go to, and yeah, so I really think I attribute that to him. The second lowest was when the season in Malaysia, I think this is the biggest actually, when the season in Malaysia got cancelled. After the season didn't get cancelled, they said there were no foreign players allowed because of COVID. So that really like also broke my heart, and I was released. I didn't get my salary. We promised to get compensated, but yeah, it didn't happen. The third one was in Thailand, when I got offered a contract and my club back in Africa did not send my release letter or the ITC on time, because they were demanding for transfer fee, which was crazy. Free agent, a player has a contract with you and demanding for transfer fee. That's crazy. But yeah, guys, so that's been it, and hope we can do this again some other time. I hope I answered all your questions. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And this video, boy Sunny. Until then, peace.